All right, guys, we're back. We've talked about the application process, the registration process in chapter 3, and now we're going to talk about the time that occurs between your registration date and completing registration for all your classes and when school starts. That time period in the Western Hemisphere is called summer. For most of us, that's that period of time. And there's some things that I've done throughout my career as a student through summers. In high school, believe it or not, I consistently went to, I think past my sophomore year, summer school. I know I'm crazy, right? I did 2 semesters and I couldn't get out fast enough for summer. But right before I left school, I signed up for a class. Now, typically, I would sign up for something like an elective, something that had to be done, but that I didn't want to be in for 6 months or 4 months, whatever a semester is. So, for instance, typing was on my list for things that I had to do to get out of school so I can get to college. It was one of my prerequisites or college prep program to get to college. So I knew I had to take typing. So instead of it, I dreaded the idea of sitting in a class for a semester. So I took it in the summer. It was 6 weeks, and I went every day for about 2 hours. But the great thing about it is class started somewhere around 8 a.m. and I was out at 10. Time I would have wasted anyway at home. But the best thing about this is I got rid of some units. Oh, by the way, I was able to hang out with friends too because the people are at school. So it also satisfied a social need during the summer, which was cool with me. But the other thing it did, which is why you're here, it started preparing me for my legacy of learning. I was able to knock out classes that would have been pushed over into the next semester, my junior year and my senior year. So by the time, with this practice in the summer, by the time I got to my senior year, I had maybe 3 or 4 classes that I had to complete, and that was it. And I was done with my entire day at noon and was going home. So the end in mind, I didn't know that it would produce that benefit. But for you, if you're listening and you decide, hey, I want to go ahead and knock out stuff in the summer, it's a long period of time, it doesn't take that long, I'm already killing time anyway, gets me out of the house, it'll be a smart thing for you to do. It's a good practice. In other words, when other people are sleeping, you'll be getting ahead. All right? So that's my talk on basically what I think about summer and how I've always used it. It never was something to completely relax and for my muscles and all my drive to just atrophy over the summer. So that being said, a notion that those that are the best at something or at anything tend to make it look extremely effortless or easy. But you don't see them doing this thing when they're working out and putting in timeless hours to perfect that particular craft. You only see them when it's done. So that being said, we are going to do just that for you in this instance. We're going to put in some work in that period of time called summer that is going to give you a step ahead, and you're going to continue this practice, not necessarily going to school in the summer. You may take a class in the winter or in the summer. It's not unheard of. But to consider time in between school, time to work on yourself, and time to improve on something, in addition to leisure and hanging out and enjoying friends and family. Okay? So that when the semester starts, you're ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to make what you do look easy starting September. But they're not going to see you do all this work that we've been talking about until this point. So the next thing you're going to do is visit campus. Now, the reason I bring this up is because, let me read from here. You know, most people, the reason why I say this is because, let me begin at the visit campus in the summer thing. We know that professors they get a break in the summer. However, They don't get an entire summer. They have to come back and prep. Most professors are on campus at least a month before school starts. They're prepping for you. They've completed their class schedule, what they're going to give, the books they're going to use, and the syllabus. It should be complete by then. Now, if all the professors are on campus, the campus is empty, and all of these professors have the syllabus, I would suggest that this is an opportune time to get ahead. I suggest you visit your campus during this period of time. For not only visiting and receiving the syllabus from syllabi from all of your professors, but to build a rapport when you meet them. Have a conversation about what type of books will be used immediately. This is a plan. This is a rhyme and reason. What books I don't need to buy. What books that I could get by with. So you formulate this plan of how many books you need to buy. Also, you form a rapport with this professor. After this experience of digging in a little bit and getting some information and walking with the syllabus, away with the syllabus and having a conversation with your professor, I guarantee you it casts a positive light on his expectations of you for your semester. If you've done that right, you've done your job. The next thing you do is you take that grouping of syllabi from all of the professors you were able to get to, and then you head straight over to, guess what's open as well? Yeah, it's a big bookstore there, man, with thousands of books waiting for the semester to begin. Your books are in there and there's nobody there. So if you already know the books, you've kind of did a little investigation about what not to buy right away, what he might be using, and what we're going to use initially, then you can literally go into the bookstore unhampered and pick out material. By the way, you'll save money because you're not going to buy all the materials from each class because the professors told you what you'll need right away. They also instructed you in what not to buy initially, and he may have even, at this point, because of your effort, given you something, a tip on how to get some of this information or access to some of this written material that will cost you nothing. So it's an invaluable experience for you, and it sets the tone for a great semester. Your professor will be looking for you. The other thing you do while you're on this faculty tour, you're going to visit everywhere else on campus that's pertinent. You're going to visit the bookstore. That's the first thing, right? But you're also going to visit the student union, the counseling department, where they have the student government, the library, and all the access to counselors. You're also going to visit your department, what your major is in. And if you have a major already, cool. If you don't, no worry about it. But if you do have a major, visit that department and introduce yourself to the dean or the head of the department as your new and young budding academician. On the way out, or on the way in, or in between, stop at administration. And if there's an office, because he should be there too, walk in there, say hello, and introduce yourself to that man or woman as well. It shouldn't take you long. It's just a couple of hours on campus, place you're going to be going. Now, if you cannot do this, I get it. Some of us have selected a school or place to go that we cannot project ourselves in the summer comfortably. It's okay. You can still accomplish this because you'll need to be on campus before school starts at least a couple weeks, especially if you're a freshman. Now, if you're a freshman, they'll bring you in for a bridge program that brings you onto the campus and indoctrinates you and helps you matriculate into your college environment. So that's built in. But while there, you can still go see these professors, okay? So that. Now, to set this all up, what you're going to do is pull out a campus map. Before you go, I'm starting with, I'm ending with the beginning for you guys in this case, which is okay. You're going to pull out a map of your college campus. It can be found anywhere. It can be found online, in your catalog, in your class schedule for that semester, all the classes they're offering. As soon as you open it, there's normally a sprawling black and white detailed map of your campus, right? So there are options on how to get it, but acquire it. Once you do that, before you go on this campus faculty tour to see your professor and visit all the services there, you're going to map them out. It's a big campus. And probably where you're going, the average is about 40,000 students. So anywhere from 20,000 students to 60,000 students, depending on the size of the campus. So the campus is huge, and you don't want to show up and learn it on the first day. That would be disaster. So you're going to take out this map, and you're going to pull out your class schedule, the classes that you've already signed up for, that they've locked you in for. You're going to map out your classes, where they are on campus. Then you're going to map out the professors. Then you're going to map out the departments. Then you're going to map out the student union, etc. So now when you're on campus, you're maximizing time following a map. By the end of that day, you will have become familiar with your campus in a way that you can benefit from the first time that classes start. It's hell being a first day student trying to find classes. I've been there. This will help you through that process. So let's run it down one more time. Campus mapping. Print out a map, plot your classes, and everything else that you need to visit, plot departments, professors, so on and so forth. And once you're done with that, you'll be done with exercise number 4. We did it in reverse this time. So, exercise number 4 is campus visit. Enjoy yourself and set the tone, your brand, and what it will be like interacting with you on campus. You have control of it. Go get it and make sure you start your semester right with these practices. Enjoy your tour as well. You'll have a great time. Take someone with you. All right, you guys, later.